Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Rangers of Shadowdeep, the solo and cooperative adventure game from Joe McCullough, the author of Frostgrave. Now today, I'm taking a look at a new expansion with a brand new ranger for Frostgrave called Menagerie. If you've been following my Rangers of Shadowdeep stuff since, geez, it's been a long time now, since a couple of years now since Joe launched it. You'll probably know that my main ranger is Bron Bearkiller. He's existed since pretty much Joe wrote the game, and we started talking about it back and forth, and has been on almost all the adventures. He's going to be going on some more difficult quests going forward soon, so I thought it was cool, and maybe a good time to start a new ranger. So this is going to be using a whole bunch of new minis. Whenever I do a project like this, I kind of want to start fresh. So I painted a whole new warband. I painted a whole new bunch of like bad guys and stuff too. You'll see some old bad guys, but some new sort of like forces to fight against, because he's obviously fighting a different part of the Shadowdeep. And Menagerie was a great excuse to start it, as well as the printing of Modiphius's new Ultimate Collection rulebook for Rangers of Shadowdeep. Joe sent me a PDF of it. It's funny, I've been playing Rangers of Shadowdeep for almost, well, I mean, over 2 years now, off of the like .doc Word document that Joe sent me way back when. People still laugh and comment whenever I flip through my rulebook, because my rulebook is like a print off for Microsoft Word that Joe sent me. So I have like the full expanded rules now. It includes all the Temple of Madness expansions and characters. And Menagerie is a great example because it allows you to add new animals and stuff too. So this is my new ranger. He's based on the North Star Military Figures Ranger miniatures, officially for Ranger Shadowdeep, and a few like indie sort of like sculptor models as well. His name is Daithus Stormrunner, and he's a very different ranger from Bron. He's more of a noble. He's educated. He's traveled far away from Alledore to learn and, you know, like have some sort of like abilities. And he's a bit pious. He's more of a like true believer that that faith and sort of like more arcane, esoteric stuff is needed to fight the Shadowdeep and like deliver it basically Alledore from this threat that's slowly encroaching on its borders. So yeah, a lot of a different like ranger build. I thought it'd be interesting to run a completely different character from Bron, who's more of a gung-ho hero, kicking in doors and taking names and shooting his bow and arrow, and his like companions as well. So he's gonna rely on his companions a bit more for the fighting and the toolbox work. Versus Bron kind of like leading the charge and kicking down doors. So we'll introduce you to the warband. We're going to go through the 2 scenarios from Menagerie, which I'll link below in the video description if you haven't checked it out, which adds all the new characters, as well as the new rulebook, which you can check out too, in Drive-Thru RPG, and we'll get this underway. All right, so here I am set up for the first game of Menagerie with my new ranger and his warband. So this is Daithus Stormrunner, Ranger Extraordinaire in the center there, holding his belt. And I used my 10 build points in the pretty typical way. I bought 5 skills / spells. I used 3 for performance upgrades on his stat line, and then 2 to buy 8 points of skills each for 16 points of skills spread across my my basic skill set. So he's level 0. He spent a lot of time in the library, obviously, and he's more of an arcane knight. Oh, geez, that log just fell over. Than he is a fighter. So he has 100 recruitment points that everyone starts off with. I upped his fight though to fight 3, and his will to +5. I felt like will was a good starting one, and his health as well to 19. He's not a bad fighter. He's just not, you know, Bron level Bron at this point. He's also level 0, so that might go up. But then I bought him 5 skills. So I bought him Hand of Fate. I feel like Hand of Fate, especially when I'm filming, is just super important. Having a once per game reroll. Any ranger can use that for when it just goes terribly wrong. But then I bought him Eldritch Recall and Split Cast. And those 2 heroic abilities allow him to, first of all, recall a spell, which can be really handy. So if he's cast a spell earlier in the game or in the mission, he can he can recall it and cast it again. And then Split Cast allows him to pick 2 target points for a spell he's casting. And you'll see why I chose this in a second. His other abilities, I picked 2 spells. He's got Heal and Enchanted Steel. So I took him as being kind of a paladin, or maybe like a pious like researcher. And Enchanted Steel can be super handy. Being able to sort of like enchant weapons means that like ethereal creatures can take damage. I can also juice up my 2 swordsmen to make them better fighters. And I look at him as kind of a monster hunter. He's more of a Professor Broom than he is a Hellboy, I guess, which Bron was. And then his items, he's got a hand weapon, light armor, but then I also took a magical item, which is the Holy Icon. That allows him to add 1 to the value of his heal abilities. So he can lay on hands on 2 individuals if he split casts for 6 health each, which is pretty handy. And then he's got rope and a throwing dagger. So he has a range attack too. I didn't buy him a bow. That's his 5 initial slots filled. He's got 1 empty slot for maybe a cool item that he finds, and I can always drop my throwing dagger and my rope as well if I want. But that puts him at armor 11 with light armor 2. And then he's bought 2 points worth of skills. So his acrobatics is +1. His ancient lore, fittingly, is +2. I can only have a maximum +2 because you can only upgrade each one for each point you spend. Armory is at +1, climb's at +1, leadership's at +0 because I didn't want to mess with those recruitment points at this point. Navigation is at +1, perception's at +2, pick lock 1, read runes 2, and then stealth, strength, and also +1. Survival at +2 because he is, you know, he's gotten on in years. He's learned a thing or two. And then swim, track, and traps all at +1. So he's got some pretty decent starting skills, but I emphasize things that were more like learning oriented, so like ancient lore, perception, read runes, and survival. Take a look at his companion. So first of all, on his journeys to far away from Alledore to learn all the things he's learned, he made a friend, Six Fang. Maybe rescued it from some hunters. I don't know. Six Fang's a lion, which is one of the new Menagerie companions you can take. It's movement 8, fight +3, just armor 10, 2 will, and health 10. 20 RP to add to the warband. And he's got animal, acrobatics +3, climb +5, stealth +3, and track +3. So with animal companions now, it basically, when they go to see an investigation marker, if they're called to make a skill test, it's not flipped over and revealed. If they're the ones that go and find it, if they don't have the relevant skill. So if he needs to make an acrobatic climb or stealth test or tracking, he'll be able to actually use the investigation marker, but if it's not one of those tests when it's revealed, he won't be able to do anything with it. Then I have my 2 swordsmen, who Stormrunner keeps on hand to you know, do all the heavy lifting. Now swordsmen are a cool, sort of like just general purpose 20 RP dude. And then we got Baron and Shep. Now Baron's the one here swinging his swords, and then Shep's the one taking a break there and having a pipe. They're move 6, fight +4, shoot +0, armor 11, +2 will, health 12, 25 RP, and they have hand opens, daggers, and light armor. So good all-rounders, just like really good fighters. And if you enchant their steel, they'll be fight +5. They'll be really good fighters. Not super like heavily armored, but they represent these ranger minis almost perfectly. Then I've got Armena, who's my archer. She has a dagger, light armor, and a bow. And she's also a ranger, and she's there to shoot some arrows and take some names. And then finally Molly, the recruit. Now Molly was rescued deep in the Shadowdeep, her village having been destroyed. She was found by Six Fang, just like in a building that was all wrecked. And she is not having it. With all of her family and friends gone, she's decided she's going to join the Rangers, and it doesn't matter that she's small in stature, she's big in heart, so she's a recruit. She's 10 RP, and just like, she's basically a Frostgrave thug. She's move 6, fight +2, armor 10 with 10 hit points, and a will +1. He's got his hand weapon. So now we start anywhere within 6 inches of the middle of the table in this mission, and this is the first mission of Menagerie. So mission in Menagerie, mission 1's called Double Ambush. The mission was a complete failure. The other ranger company you'd hoped to meet in the dark wastes of the Shadowdeep never ever appeared. You waited for 3 days, 1 day longer than you probably should have, and by then your supplies were running low. So you begin the long, wearying march back to Alledore. With little difference between day and night in the shadowy realm, you hiked until your legs were too weary to continue, and then found a small cluster of rocks that provided some cover. Bone-tired, you collapsed to the ground, eating a few nuts and dried fruit from your remaining rations. Then, posting a guard, the rest of the party quickly fell asleep. Other levels, you can play this on different challenges. I'm playing it obviously at level 0, so the challenge is just the basic challenge. And we need some bears, some bats, some boars, some civilians, some giant flies, giant rats, giant snakes, no archers, no beast handlers, a no sergeant or 2, some no warriors, monkeys, Temple Guardian archers, Temple Guardians, tigers, and wardens. And this first scenario is called the Unintended Ambush. A horrific roar fills the air as a gigantic creature comes hurtling out of the darkness towards your camp. It's pursued by a group of men in gnolls carrying strange weapons. Played on a 2x2 table. The middle of the table features a rough circle of broken stones. The rest of the table should be filled with scattered stones. Place a clue marker within 4 inches of a random corner on a line towards the center of the table, so right here. Place all the heroes anywhere you wish within 6 of the center. All these figures should be lying down, and then choose a figure to have them stand up. D6 to see who's standing up. We'll just go left to right. It's 2. So Molly's on guard. Sweet. Everybody else is asleep. Well, that happens when you're the probie, so you get to wait up and see if everyone's okay. If everything else has been set up, roll for random corner. Place 1 bear 4 inches from the corner in the line running down the center of the table, and place 2 gnoll beast handlers in the same corner but 3 behind the bear. In a different corner, place 2 Temple Gardens and 1 Warden. Rolled here's our Gnolls and Bear, and then over here is our Temple Guardians and Warden. Before the scenario starts, every hero must make a will roll or be suffering from hunger and thirst. They can add their survival to the test. So let's start with Daithus himself. So Daithus, he has a survival of +2, so he's +7 overall on this. And 12, you need a 5. No, he fails. Oh geez, he's hungry. Fang, 12, she's fine. Molly is not missing a dinner either. And then Shep is not fine. Aaron is not fine either, and Armena is not fine. Everyone's -2 health for this mission, and until the hunger and thirst is canceled, they'll stay there. Whenever a figure line down activates, it should make a will roll at TN 12. It succeeds, it stands up and takes an action. Otherwise, it takes no action this activation. After the final turn, or the first turn, a figure may add the number of turns to its roll. So on the second, they get +2. If the creature moves into combat with the hero lying down, they immediately stand up with their -2 fight for the rest of the turn because they're still sleeping. And then at the end of turn 5, remove the clue markers from the table. Due to the darkness, the maximum amount of sight drawn in this scenario is 10 inches. And then draw an event card each turn until turn 8, after which we stop. Alright, so we're into the Ranger phase of the first turn. Let's see if Daithus is sleeping. Come on, buddy. You need to roll a +5, TN 12. You got it, so you're awake. So at least you stand up. Now, you could try and group activate with everybody. Well, not with everybody, but with the 2 swordsmen. I think we're going to do that at least. So, we're within 3 of one of them. And actually, we'll do Armena as well, because she's within 3. Yeah, Armena. And she is will +1, so she needs an 11. She gets it, so she's also awake. And then for... do we want to do Six Fang, or do we want to do Baron? I think we'll do Baron. See if Baron wakes up. Nope, Baron stays asleep. We get to move now, and geez, there's a bunch of bad guys here, so I think we need to buy some time. But we also need to go and fight. There's a big bad guy with these archers. So let's go see if we can't take them on first. So we're gonna head this way. I think Molly's gonna head over here. Baron's going, or the boss is gonna move over here and be with an 8 because he might throw his dagger. So then second actions, Armena is going to shoot, I think, her bow at the bear. She shoot +2. It's got a little bit of rock in the way for +1. She moved for +2, so it's +6. So +2 to +6. She gets a 17 to its 9. Not too bad. It's armor 12, so that's going to be 5 points of damage. It's got 9 left. Then we'll throw a knife at this archer. It's got some terrain in the way, 2 pieces, 2 trees here, and then +3 for me having moved. Plus it is, I believe, Temple Guardians are +2, +1. So it's gonna be +4 for it to my +1 shoot. Well, we crit, so we get him right in the eye for +5 damage, and that means that's a 21 to its, oh geez, that's +4, so 8. So yeah, that's more than 10 damage. He just gets it right in the eye. Bam! Good job, Daithus. I mean, you like the book smarts, but you ain't bad at fighting either. Right, well, creature time. It looks like it's going to be the bear first. Obviously the point of interest for the table is going to be the center here, and that means the bear goes first. It's going to walk 6. So 3 to the top. It's going to drop down 3, and then second move, it's going to go fight, but not quite fight. So he stands up, Baron. He's -2 fight this turn, but he won't end up fighting it because its second action was used to move. And it's the 2 gnolls. They are not too terrifying. They're fight +2. They have double-handed weapons, so 6 and then 3. The other one vice versa, so they'll be 3 inches behind the bear. I'm crowding in the middle of the table here. This Warden will head towards 3 inches because he's going to run through the woods. Stand in cover, and then 1.5 inches. This archer is going to move to engage, I think, Armena. He's going to shot with his bow. So he is shoot +1, I believe. Yep, shoot +1. And she's going to have +2, +3 for the piece of terrain in the way. It's not quite covered because it's not hard. +4 because of the move. So +4, +1. Not too bad. We got 24 to 9. Very dodgy, these Rangers. We're having a good first day. All right, so companion phase. Let's see what we get. Does Six Fang wake up from all this hooting and hollering? She's +2 will. She does not. She stays asleep. And then does we didn't activate Shep. We activated Baron. So Shep does not either. And then it's just going to be Molly. Well, Molly, do you go bash the bear, or do you just go back up? You go bash the bear. You're going to back up Baron for the fight next turn. Fight yourself at +4, but you might die. So I think we lead with Baron next turn. Our companion phase. So what's our event for turn 1? Oh, grab 2 accent. It's going to be 6 of, well, red. No event. Well, we bought some time, so we're into turn 2. Not too terrible. And let's see what we want to do with Daithus. Stormrunner, what are you going to do? Well, I think we're going to group activate before we get overwhelmed. We'll activate with Molly and with... he's going to come to us. Yeah, Molly and with... I think... with Baron. We're just going to step out and be close to everybody. And Molly's going to do the same. She's going to step over here. And then we're going to split cast. We're going to cast Enchanted Shield on both Shep and ourselves. So he'll go to fight +4, and Shep will go to fight +5. And then Armena's going to shoot I said Molly, I think Armena's going to shoot a bow into the Warden. +4, she moved for +5. She's +2. 9 to 12. No, she misses this time. And then we're going to fight with Baron. He'll be +5 with his swordsman skill of +4, and then the enchanted steel. And then Molly's backing him up for 2 more. So total of +7 to +4. 10 to 20. Oh. Well, he's armor 11, so he's got 1 hit point left, but man, that bear just manhandled him. You had to fight a bear and he just woke up. It's not great. 1 hit point, and then it's creature phase. So it looks like we're going to go with the one that's in contact first. Obviously the closest, the bear. It's going to attack. Luckily, it's going to attack him now. He's only fight +5 because he's wounded. Oh, sorry, there's no wounded actually in range Shadowdeep, so he's fight +7 still. Can he hurt him? 10 to 8. Doesn't really do anything except for drive him back. As well drive him back. Like that. His closest will be this Null Beast Handler. He'll jump into here, and we'll snap with Baron. Attack Baron, because Baron has the lowest, and Baron's going to defend Molly. So fight +7 still against that fight +2, I believe, for the Beast Handlers. What does he do? It's going to be a 14 to a 12, so he does injure it. And I believe do 3 points of damage. 11, yeah, so he drives it back as well, and then does 3 points of damage. 7 remaining, and then this Beast Handler just comes to fight him because he's closest. We'll snap with the boss, because we might as well, and to see if we can beat this guy up. He'll be +2 against +7 again. So that's going to be an 18 to a 20. 9 points of damage, and then drives him back. He's got 1 left. Baron is bleeding to death, but is not doing too bad in fights now, at least. Our second last closest will be the Warden. He's going to jump in on Armena, but then we'll snap with Daithus to support. He's going to attack her, though, because she has the lowest fight. That'll be fight +4, because she has a friend, at least, against fight +4 for that Warden. 20 to 21. 11 though, so it's only going to be 10 points of damage. He's got 12, he's got 2 left, and she'll drive him back. And then it's just this little guy. Gonna take another shot at Armena. He'll move out so you can see her, and there'll be 1 and a figure in the way, so that's 2 things in the way, plus move for +3. She'll be at +5 to his +1. Warden. So it's a 21 to a 14. She's okay. Companions, let's start with Six Fang. Is Six Fang really asleep? Will +2. Wakes up at +4 now because it's turn 2. So she's awake. And she is mad. She's going to jump over here and go fight this guy. Guardian at fight +2. How does it do? Not great. She's +3, 22. She just eats this guy. Do you wake up? Yeah, you're +4 right now. You definitely do. Will +2 plus the turn. So you'll stand up. And you're going to go dive on this guy. And have a fight. Fight +4 because he's a swordsman versus +2 for that beast handler. 22, but that's only 21. And weapon, you get knocked out. That's going to be 22 versus armor 11. He only has 10 health left because he was wounded or hungry. And so he is knocked out after immediately waking up. Good roll, but not good enough. Yikes, turn 2. What's our event? 10. Uh-oh, Noel Sergeant random corner. This big fella's showing up. What corners you gonna be in? 1 to 5, clockwise, over here. I mean, that makes sense. The gnolls showed up from this side. And it's round 3. Oh, man. Well, what are we doing here, boss? I think we can just let this guy come to fight you. I think you group activate with... group activate with... He's gonna go first. You're gonna have to fight him again. I think we group activate with... Six Fang? Yeah, we group activate with... No, we don't group activate with Six Fang. We group activate with Armena. Baron, actually. Yeah. Baron and Six Fang are gonna go. And so they're gonna move here and here. We're gonna stay closest target. And then we're gonna cast heal over here to take him to 7 on old Baron, because he was jacked up. And then second actions, we're gonna lead with Baron. He's gonna fight. He'll be fight plus 7 again against the bear, who's plus 4. Oh, 8s to 19. Oh man, Baron's down, gets mauled by the bear. And then Six Fang, how do you do? Plus 3 against plus 4 now. 20 to 20, you both take damage. Your armor 10 with 10 hit points, so you're down 2, but this will also kill the bear. 20, because of strong. You're both strong, actually, so you're both out. Oh, things aren't looking good. Half the group's down. We got some bad dice there. Baron couldn't carry the team by himself. Well, starting with close targets. Warden's going to go in and fight Daithus, and then Daithus is going to have Armena snap. Attack Armena now, plus 4 against plus 4. Eesh, 15 to 7, so she's going to lose and take 4 points of damage, go down to 6. Then this Beast Hound attacks Molly. Oh, the poor recruit. How does she do? She's fight plus 2 against fight plus 2. Rolling pin for the win! No, they die. Neither one takes damage to stay in combat. Archer won't be able to fire, so he's just going to move forward. And then so will this Gnoll Sergeant, going 9, coming down here towards Molly. Oh, things aren't looking great. And turn 3, it's the queen. It's a boar in a random corner. Oh no, the menagerie's closing in. Yeah, 19's over here. 12 big. Forgot to actually go with Armena. She can fight still. She has a turn. She hasn't activated. We forgot the companion phase. So she's going to fight. Plus 4 against plus 4. No, she gets smoked. That's a 21. She's out. 21 minus 11 is going to be 10 points of damage. She only had 7 left. And then Molly, plus 2 against plus 2. Try and fight this handler. 10. I mean, doesn't do any damage, but she can drive him back at least. We're on turn 4 because my companions had to get themselves killed. And what's Daithus going to do? Well, he's all alone, so I think he just fights this Warden. He's plus 4 right now because of his enchanted steel. Can he fight and win? A 14, that'll do it. 2 points left, kills the Warden. Second action, he'll go jump over here. Try and help Molly. So we start with this fella in combat now, during the hostiles phase. Plus 2 against plus 4. Well, that's a crit. Getting with that, smokes this handler. Next close will be the next handler, who will jump in and fight him as well. Daithus, are you the hero we need? Hands are all on the ground, defend Molly! Plus 4 is 12 to 12, so they tie. They'll both take damage, so plus 2 from the normal hand weapon, or I could re-roll this with my Hand of Fate. I'm going to re-roll this with my Hand of Fate. There we go. That's an 18, and this Gnoll Sergeant should be plus 3 for a 13. 5 left, and we won't drive him back. And this little fella's going to take a shot at Molly, 1 piece of terrain in the way, so she's plus 2, plus actually another fighter, plus 3. He did not move, though. Plus 4 overall for 2 things in the way, and her fight plus 2 against his shoot plus 1. So that's a 16 to a 18. She's okay. Comes the boar, going 9 towards the point of interest, which is of course center of the table. Phase, we're actually going to send Molly on a mission to go see what's over here, and hopefully it's not the boar. Never save herself. So end of round, what happens? It's Daithus against the world. 9. Sergeant appears in a random corner, and it's going to appear 7. I go over here. It's just poor gnolls. We're on a turn 5. Well, Ranger phase. We'll fight first, I guess, and see if we can kill this guy. We're fight plus 4 against his fight plus 3. That's a 22. That's definitely going to kill him. And then we're going to head over 6, try and intercept this boar. So then Molly can go investigate. Puts us right to the creature phase. Boar charges. Out of nowhere, it's a boar charge. It gets +2 fight on the charge because of its tusks. Fight +4 against its fight +4. Woof, 12. So 12 against armor 11 will be 1 damage. So we're down to 16, but it won't drive us back. That means this Temple Guardian Archer is going to try and charge us. It's got a dagger. Fight +1 against my fight +4. 9 to its 9, so we tie. We both take damage. It doesn't take damage, neither do I. Along comes the Gnoll Sergeant. Heading up over the hill, looking for his friends. Hey guys, Molly's gonna go investigate this marker. It appears this turn, so if I hadn't done that, it wouldn't have showed up at all. What did we find? D20, and it could be something cool. We find 9. It's a bag of food. After the scenario, no heroic figure will suffer from hunger and thirst. So, sweet. Next scenario, if anyone's alive, we won't be hungry anymore, because apparently there was a food cache over here. Or maybe the truffle pig was smelling some kind of like food that it was going after. Maybe she just found truffles. All right, turn 6. What's the event for then turn 5? The Jack. Oh, Beast Handler arrives over here. Huh. Ranger phase. Well, let's fight the little guy first, because he has a lower fight value. So fight +4 against my chance shield, or chance steal against fight +1. So 12 to my 13, so I win that one. I'll drive him back, and I'll do, he's armor 10, so I'll do 3 points of damage, which will put him at 7. Second action, because that's all I can do. I'm stuck in combat. So now I'm start off with the boar fighting me. Fight +2 now, because it's not charging. It's fight +4. So 14. That'll be enough to do some damage. It's got 6 left. We drive back. This fellow charges in. We fight again. He's fight +1 against my fight +4. 20? Oh yeah, you're done. You're done, son. And screwed up, because apparently when I said Daithus was a man of letters, it also meant he was a man of murders. So we're gonna go up 6 with this Gnoll, and then Molly's gonna get him on the, or gonna have to fight him on the second move later. Sergeant's gonna head over here, going 9. Run towards the middle of the table. Molly, you found the truffles. You're gonna fight now. +2 against +2 for that Beast Handler. What do you get? She crits him. Oh, Molly, you murder machine. So +5 damage. Bam! Just smacks his head off. And then second skill, do you just jump the piggy? Yeah, I jumped the piggy. Second last event card, or third last event card. It's number 7. Archer appears in a random corner. It's gonna be on 12. That'll be over here. In round 7, only 2 more cards to draw. So these we're getting low on people to fight, but we'll start with the man legend. He's gonna charge in. He'll be fight +6 right now. Feed the boar with Molly's help. 16. That will not do it, actually, because it's higher fight. Sorry, it's armor 12. So it's going to go down to 2 left. Only 4 damage. Drive it back. Oh, no, we won't drive it back, because it'll charge us later. It's supposed to be over here. We are inside 6, so it'll charge us as well, this Beast Handler. Get smoked. Fight +2 against my fight +4. Oof. Yeah, so 10. It's going to do another point of damage because it does have a double-handed weapon. So that would be a total of 12 damage minus my armor of 11. So I'm going to get down to 15. Guardian Archer is going to walk 9 because there's no targets to shoot because everyone's in melee. And then Truffle Pig fights. It's still going to fight Molly because she has the lower health total, only 10. Fight +2 against her fight +4 with the support. Actually, sorry, only +2 because Death is engaged. But she's got no worries. She'll just rolling pin anybody, apparently. Molly, you murderer. Molly gets to go. Oh man, does she just go murder this guy now? Get away from my ranger. Give him the beats. She's +4 to his +2 because of the support from Daithus. She gets a 20. Oh my god, she's amazing. I love her already. So the 20, that's going to be with the 2 points of damage left because he's armor 11. 9 points. So one health left. You might as well drive him back. I mean, why not? Oh, this is hilarious. All right, so second last card. Who's going to appear? The ace. Bear. Oh no, in a random corner. The bears are everywhere. On 2, so bear's coming over here. Bear the second. Guess we lead with group activating. Do we group activate and just wait? We've thrown our dagger. We don't have a dagger to throw again. We could wait for them to come fight us, which is probably the best thing to do. Yeah, I think it's actually best to wait and we just snap to them and fight them together. Although Molly will have to do the fighting if that's the case. Now we'll jump this guy and try and fight him. Luck might not hold out. So fighting with Daithus first at +6. There's no problem. Just kills this guy. Kills the other sergeant. It's a second action. She'll move just slightly back to not get shot. And then closest target's going to be Daithus, so taking a shot at him. He is fight +4 right now because of his enchanted steel against the +1 because he won't move this time. He's fine, 21. If you never watched my Ranger stuff before, the big die is always the Ranger, the little die is always the bad guy. And then this bear is going to run up 9, come up the hill. Last card is going to be the 8, which is Choking Ash Cloud. Every hero must make a will roll of TN 12. When activated, only have 1 action. Ooh, Daithus and see what happens. Will roll, he's okay. TN 12 +5, yeah, 13. And then Molly +1. Nope, she is only 1 action this turn. We'll group activate and see if we want to. I think we just want to fight this archer by ourselves first. So we're going to move 6. And then charge in, but not get to fight. Because we want to buy time for this bear, and then Molly's just going to follow us 6, choking unfortunately from all the ashes. Archer will fight us, +1 against our +4. 17, that's going to be 7 points of damage. It'll have 3 left. And do we drive back? No, because it'll just move back into us. Yeah, we'll just leave it there. Bear's gonna go 2 to the edge. It'll cost it 4 to get down because this is difficult. So that's 6 total, that's its whole move. And then I can go 3 more. Heading towards middle of the table and the Rangers. Event, so this bear is the last monster we have to fight right now. So we're on to the Ranger phase for turn 10. We'll group activate with Molly. She'll pile in, give us some support bonus. And then we'll attack with Daithus first. +6. Yeah, no worries. You're dead. You await the bear. Sometimes you eat the bear. Sometimes the bear eats you. Oh, Molly, you're a hero. Here comes the bear, going 9. Not quite making it to us. Event now, so it's right back to the Ranger phase. We just pile in. Daithus, kill this thing. +6 against its +4. 20. So it takes 8 damage and has 7 left. Just leave it in combat. It goes to Molly then at +4. She can try and fight it because it's going to attack her next anyway. Yep, so 20 again, and that'll finish it off. Molly, you earned your paycheck. You're in the Rangers now. You're accepted. You're hired. We're in the mission. Daithus and Molly clearing the campsite of all the bad guys, and holy moly, what a kill count we got to. Found the truffles growing in the rock over here, so no one's hungry now. Fortunately, let's see what happened to everybody else. Armena, Six Fang, Shep, and Baron, you're not doing great. At least one hero survives. You move on to scenario 2, and my experience is going to be 3 for every Temple Guardian Archer, no Beast Handler, no Fighter, no Sergeant killed by the heroes. So we killed the 2 at the beginning, 2 more Sergeants for 4, and then another Beast Handler, and then another Archer for 6, I'm pretty sure. So 6 times 3 is 18. 2 Bears for another 8, so that's 26. The Warden for 31. 10 more for the 2 heroes still alive for 41, and then 51 for the marker that was investigated. Or does not appear to be worth anything, although he was dangerous. I'm going to give him 2 bonus points for the board. Doesn't have an experience rating in Menagerie, and he's not in the main rulebook, so I'm just guessing at that, but 2 feels right. Naughty rolls. Baron, do you die? 14, you're fully recovered. Shep, do you die? 2? Well, we'll make that a 3 for a permanent injury. You did get beat up real good. What happened to you? 11, you lost a finger. -1 shoot now. Only think of worse things to lose. Armena, 10, fully recovered. And then Six Fang, you are fully recovered as well. We're at 52, we're halfway through to the second level, but we're gonna go on to the second part of this mission in scenario 2 with it leveling up. The mighty Molly gets a progression point, but what a progression point she gets, oh my goodness. And we did manage to find the food, which means that we are not gonna be hungry going into the next mission, so no hit point reductions. And so there we go, the first expedition of Daithus Stormrunner and his Rangers, getting ambushed while they slept in the Shadowdeep, and now the counter ambush will begin as they track these monsters back to their lair and find out what is with all these wild animals. And we'll wrap up the Menagerie expansion for Rangers of Shadowdeep in 2 weeks. So we'll see you for that then. Till next time on MASH. Have a great day. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you want to support the channel, of course, like and subscribe and hit the little bell below to get notifications when I post future content. I do post stuff 7 days a week. If you want to support the channel further, you can, of course, buy a t-shirt through Spreadshirt, buy a measuring gauge or objective markers from Death Ray Designs, or, of course, most importantly, there is Patreon. Patreon is what makes all this possible, keeps the lights on, pays for the studio costs, pays for the equipment, model costs, and everything else, and most importantly, puts food in my kids' bellies and a roof over their heads. Big thanks to everyone, past, future, who supported me. I do this stuff because of you guys, and of course, I will continue doing it as long as I can.